So Burpple's like your foodie friend. You know, that foodie friend who always recommend you to places. You know, our mission today is actually helping people to enjoy their lives by finding the perfect places to eat. You know, the mission of enjoyment is what me and my team, you know, really focus on, think about every single day. I was spending actually a year in Silicon Valley. So one day I was actually looking for a place to eat. You know, I want my kopi siu thai and my roti prata again. You know, all I can find is actually a Hawaiian Chinese restaurant that is 50 dishes wide. You know, I was thinking to myself, hey, you know, even though it's rated 4-star, I couldn't find my Singaporean restaurant. You know, and when in the restaurant, I don't know what exactly to order. So that became the burning question, the burning problem that I always had, you know, where to go, and when I'm in restaurant, what to order. I think food discovery didn't just invent it like 15 years ago by Yelp. You know, it's really in the 1900s where Michelin guide, right? You know, they have been recommending people to great places to eat. You know, word of mouth has lasted since, right, humankind has started. So I think food discovery is nothing new, you know, but it's a human need where if you look at the shopping centers today, you know, what you see is actually all restaurants. You know, retail is going down because everything is shifting online, but food, I think it's really difficult to shift to online entirely. You know, people are looking for places to actually enjoy themselves. For me, I think the dining table is the most fascinating platform in the world. You know, billions of people actually use it every single day. You know, to whether to actually heal, to laugh, to love. I think the dining table will never be replaced. But in terms of differentiation doesn't just come in the product, I feel. You know, it's differentiation in strategy as well, in what you focus on. So for Burpple, we focus a lot on the community. So some of my team here is from the community team, you know, and what they do is actually how to, you know, inspire people to start sharing not just reviews for themselves, but to actually help other people to enjoy their lives. You know? So if you realize Burpple is probably the only platform out there without a rating system. You know, so there is a reason for it, because firstly, food, I believe, with the team, is very emotional. It's not about 7.4 or 7.5, that's why I'm going here. You know, I think food decisions are so emotional, right? You know, if you all can understand. I mean, it can be just literally, like today is raining. You know, I would like to hit something like my pakute. We also research very deeply. You know, if you look at Facebook or Yelp, or even Google ratings, everyone has ratings, right? You know, but why are people still coming to Burpple? You know, I think for the three things, you know, where to go, you know, what to order, and lastly, validation, a real community of customers. That's what they really want, to actually push them over the edge. And if you look at ratings, I mean the rating system in all these three platforms, most of the restaurants are actually in the 3.5 to 4.5 range. What we need is actually the above 4.5 and below 1.5. That is really helpful. Anything between the 3.5, 4.5 is unlikely that it will help you make a decision. I'll tell you how we got our 1,000 users. So we were running this copy campaign. How many have you seen this copy poster that tell you what is kopi siu thai, what is kopi o, what is, you know? That was actually our guerrilla marketing program where we created this infographic, you know, especially for travelers. It was very helpful, like, you know, how do I order? And like, it's like the different cappuccino, espresso, you know, what are the different coffees about in Singapore? So we did a local version of that. What makes up a kopi siu thai? What makes up a kopi C? You know, that infographic actually became so viral. I think it got 1 million views then, and we put in a sign-up form there. You know, that was where we got our first, I think, 2,500 users. I just want to share a bit about our culture. You know, I think 3 words that represents it very well is care, the care you show, and secondly is actually the, suddenly missed my head. Setting the right expectations. Exceeding that expectation is very important. And lastly, showing appreciation. I think the biggest thing that we need to figure out, I mean, startup is not a game, you know. It's not about vanity metrics. It's not about funding, you know. Sometimes we see startup like a game, right? You know, you read Tech in Asia, you read TechCrunch, you know, what's the funding like, what's the valuation. You know, it's like playing a game where, oh, my monster grows bigger and bigger. But really not, right? I treat the 30 people, they are real people under you. And they have families to run. They have wives to take care of as well. You know, so it's definitely not a game. And I think the number one thing you need to think about for a startup is, what is the purpose behind your company? You know, I can safely say the biggest moment came when we figured out our purpose 3 years in October 2015, where I brought the team to Bali, right? We have a good time there, you know, we have a company retreat, you know. Is the company more than finding food and telling them what to order? You know, that's where I realized that, hey, the company's purpose is bigger than that, you know. And that's where we did a lot of soul searching. You know, we climbed the mountains together, Mount Burpple. You know, at the end, you know, that got me thinking again. Why did I want to find a restaurant that's like Singapore back in Silicon Valley? It's because I missed home. I want to enjoy like Singapore again, and that became the purpose of the company. Hey, you know, finding food and what to order might not be sexy. It's not like solving death. It's not like going to space like Elon Musk, you know. But hey, if we can help people to enjoy their lives even more, you know, I would take that. You know, that is a very big, became a mission statement for the company, that, you know, the whole word represents the company right now, that is enjoyment. So if there's one advice as well for entrepreneurs, that, hey, it's not about you staying in the office till 4 a.m. You know, maybe there are some stretches of time that you do that. So for example, I launched my app 5 a.m. in the morning in this small orange room. I still remember very clearly, in Block 71. So this was 2012, where Block 71 was just Block 71. Not like so many different buildings. You have Solaris now, you have Fusionopolis 2 and 3. You know, when the MRT just started as well. So we launched our app in this small orange room, 5 a.m. in the morning, and then we went back to sleep. 9 a.m. Tech in Asia covered. So I was like, oh no, you know, so what do we do? You know, but going back, it's like there are times that are the crunch times, but of course, as entrepreneurs, you are also human, right? Live a life, you know, that is worth living. You know, I think for me is definitely, you know, my family. You know, for me is my parents, God. You know, so yeah, you have the license to live a life. You know, not just in the office itself. Yeah.